The 49ers just signed defensive tackle Jordan Elliott to a 2-year, $10 million contract. Elliott is 26 years old. He was a third-round pick, and he spent the first 4 seasons of his career with the Cleveland Browns, which means last season he played in the wide 9 defensive front under Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, which means Elliott fits the 49ers defensive scheme. They've been looking for players who fit the wide 9, and he does. Also, he fills a need. The 49ers need a defensive tackle now that Arik Armstead requested his release and Javon Kinlaw signed with the New York Jets. So Jordan Elliott has an opportunity to start for the 49ers, making $5 million a year on average. He started the last 2 seasons for the Browns at defensive tackle. He's just not very good, according to Pro Football Focus, his data hub. Any grading site out there doesn't think that much of Jordan Elliott. Browns apparently don't think that much of Jordan Elliott, considering they didn't re-sign him. So the way I see this, is Jordan Elliott a replacement in the starting lineup for Arik Armstead? No. He, to me, is a replacement for Javon Kinlaw, who signed a 1-year deal with the Jets. Elliott signed a 2-year deal with the 49ers. He's a bit of an upgrade as a backup defensive tackle who could start for the 49ers if they need him to. But I still think the Niners, the way they value the defensive tackle position and the defensive line in general, are still very much in the market for a defensive tackle who can play all 3 downs, not just 2, which is what Elliott does. He'll play against the run and do a serviceable at best job against it. And then when it's time to rush the quarterback, he's off the field. He has 5 career sacks. He's played 44% of the Browns defensive snaps last year. The Niners need a 3-down player to replace Arik Armstead, not a 2-down player. So if a good defensive tackle falls to them at the end of round 1, I would expect them to take that player. Although now, theoretically, they have some flexibility. They could take the best player available. Is Jordan Elliott that much worse than Colton McKivitz? Jordan Elliott could be the Colton McKivitz of defensive tackles. Anyway, quite a come down from Arik Armstead. Has the 49ers defense gotten better this offseason? Steve Wilks, goodbye. Brandon Staley, you're up. Nick Sorensen, you're promoted. Arik Armstead, you're out. Chase Young, goodbye. Randy Gregory, see you later. Cleveland Farrell, sayonara. Leonard Floyd, Yetur Gross-Matos, and now Jordan Elliott. I'm thinking now, if they don't draft a defensive tackle in round 1, which I expect that they probably will, but if they don't, what is their rotation on the defensive line? You got Bosa on one side next to Hargrave. Then you have Jordan Elliott starting, Yetur Gross-Matos as the base defensive end. But then on pass rush downs, would Matos move to defensive tackle and would Leonard Floyd play D end? I think that's sort of where they're at right now, which is not a better defensive line than the one they had last year, which was kind of a disappointment. But it's not terrible.